my name is Mita Sagat and I am going to tell you something more about the Cold War. Now this war started when World War II ended, which was in 1945, and it took approximately 35 years, which made it end in 1980. Now this World War had two very large countries fighting in it. Of course, there was a lot of countries fighting it, but the biggest ones were the USA, which stood for capitalism, and the USSR, which stood for communism. Now, these two, before the big World War, they were enemies. But during the World War, they became friends, sort of, because of this mutual enemy. Germany, in this case Nazi Germany. Now don't tell this to anyone now, because you will be thrown in jail in Germany. After this war, Germany got divided in a peace for the Soviets, a peace for Britain, a peace for the Americans, and a peace for France, etc. Even Berlin got evenly divided. Now you would think that there would be no more fighting, that they would become friends because of the war they fought together, but no. Well, actually they didn't become friends, and that was obvious because there are so many differences between these two countries, though they are very big both, and yes, they have different beliefs. That's a starter, communism and capitalism, which is very different, of course, and then they have other exponents, which makes it very different. For example, in America you've got free elections, while in the Soviet Union everything is fixed, no free opinions. In America you've got democratic decisions, meaning if you want something you can vote for it, and if there are a lot of people who think the same way as you think, they can vote for it as well, and maybe you will win this thing and put it in the law. In the Soviet Union there's a dictatorship, which means the leader says it, it's like that. America was capitalist, which means the economy was rising. They looked after the money. And in America, it's also the case of survival of the fittest. If you're rich, you can take care of yourself. If you're poor, then it's too bad for you. That's, yes, very raw, as I said. But in the Soviet Union, this was a very different case. Everybody helps everybody there. So it doesn't matter. Just if you have enough altogether, it doesn't matter what you have on your own. Now, personal freedom and freedom of media are very important these days. Like personal freedom, you have to state your own opinion outside, and in the Soviet Union that wasn't possible because of a secret police, which means that if you say something that is against the law, or you have different thoughts about something, that is not accepted. And freedom of media, in the Soviet Union there's total censorship. Nothing can be said, actually. Now look at the case of Kim Jong-un, I thought it was, or China. In one of these cases, people can't watch Winnie the Pooh anymore because they were looking at Winnie the Pooh and they thought of their dictator because he was a bit chubby and stuff. Now, some examples of how they fought the war indirectly of Vietnam and Korea. In Korea, of course, you've got North and South Korea, which are still divided nowadays. But North Korea was very communistic, and South Korea was capitalism, which meant that North Korea got help from the Soviets, and South Korea got help from America as they fought. They got weaponry and stuff. But directly they didn't fight, but it was very close in the mission, Cuban Missile Mission. Now thank you for listening. This is my bibliography.